going on, everyone? It's been a long time since I posted a video. I don't really consider myself a YouTuber, but I just wanted to go ahead and give everybody an update on the build. I'm gonna go ahead and take a little trip from the city that I live in to the city right next door to go and look at some Corvettes or whatever. Just something to do, just an excuse to stretch the legs of the Camaro. So yeah, hopefully somebody gonna test me, and yeah, we'll let them see what's up. We'll try to figure out what wonderful parts we're gonna break on this head. So anyway, car's been off the road for a while, but slowly been getting it back on. We're gonna go ahead and run through the entire build right now, and prices too, just to try to, you know, put it all into perspective. We're gonna start with me initially turbocharging the car. I ended up spending a hair under $7,000. That was including a tune, including fucking up and accidentally cutting into my fuel tank and having to replace the fuel tank. But we ended up with a twin eBay GT 3582 rear mount setup with 38mm wastegates. I got a Pat G tune. Wanna say, my God, why can't I not remember the button information? There we go. We got 1000cc FIC injectors. That's connection, not clinic, which I'm gonna go ahead and stick up for connection real quick. The injectors were flow matched to 1%. I recently got my injectors cleaned, with which one or two of them were a little dirty, and you know, they really were within 1 or 2%, and they actually all flowed just a little bit more than what they were rated at, but they were all evenly matched with each other. So yeah, injectors. Made some changes. I didn't get the cheap 3-inch eBay intercooler. It was like, I think it's the one, they say it's the one that everybody gets, and it's like the biggest intercooler that eBay sells. It's like $100. I replaced that and got rid of it because I noticed that running about like 8 PSI, at around the 8 to 9 PSI, it just wasn't able to keep up with keeping the intake charge cool. So I took that intercooler out and I replaced it with a 6-inch on-3 intercooler. That's the race cooler version. It's like, I think it's like $250 or $350 for that. And I've noticed it works a lot better. The IATs are not climbing up. I've hit a lot higher boost than 8 pounds. And it definitely keeps the intake charge cool. So it's supposed to be rated at 1200 horsepower. I don't know exactly where it's going to kind of tank out, but we haven't quite reached that limit yet. So we did that. I went ahead, after that, I went ahead and did E85 upgrade. I added an aux fuel pump. This was kind of an upgrade from the DSX system. It uses a 340 liter per hour fuel pump. And I did some custom piping myself, as well as some of the stock bits the DSX sells. We added a flex fuel sensor. Went ahead and pinned that in. As most of you guys know, I do almost all my own labor. Like, there's some shit that I won't do, but that's something I can do. There's a video on my page of issues that I ran into, like with the fuel tank and how to stop the fuel tank from leaking. So yeah, we did that. That cost me about $1,000. It was like $1,000 to do the flex fuel and the fuel pump. After that, we had an issue with, I smashed the rear end, so I went ahead and installed another used SS diff. It was like $1,000, including labor, because I didn't feel like switching it out, and that lasted me a year. I want to say, hi officer, I want to say, that diff seemed like it might have been going out on me again, so I went ahead and upgraded to the ZL1 rear end. I found a used one with a 373, so that's from the manual transmission. Found a used one with a 373 from eBay. It came with axles. That was about, shipped to my door, it was like $2,700. I had to go ahead and get a drive shaft. I wanted to get one from the drive shaft shop, but I want to say that they were like 2 months behind or some shit like that. But luckily Chevy does a Chevy does a swap kit, because I'm still staying with a 6L80 transmission. So I ended up buying that. I think it was like $500 or some shit like that. I don't know. Come on, Tune, wake up. I upgraded the transmission. I went full ham and installed the highest level, like Circle D. I love Circle D. If you ever go to buy any transmission stuff, you gotta get it from Circle D. Like, the nicest guys. Like, I called them up with stuff that wasn't even really their issue. So nice to me on the phone. Like, the guy would like look at my logs and stuff and come back with advice, and he solved a major problem I had that it wasn't his responsibility, but he was a stand-up dude. I think his name's Chris. I am a Circle D fan for life just because of that. Plus they have good stuff. We have the level 4 1,000 horsepower rated 6L80 transmission upgrade that was done about 2,000 miles ago, so I'm still kind of breaking it in, I guess, just getting everything to run right, but it seems to be running really good right now. I've been through a few. That was out the door, what did that cost? It was like $3,500 for the parts, and then I found a transmission shop to install it all for me, and they charged me like $2,100. And then I paid this joker to tune it, because Circle D was all like, oh, you need a trans tuner. You know, at least what it said on the website. So I'm shitting my pants, not wanting to wreck my, $6,000 investment. I paid this dude to give me a tune, but that didn't really work out. But we're going to include that anyway. So it came close to like 55/6,000 for the transmission. We went ahead and did a mini rebuild on the engine. We did forged pistons and rods. I kept the stock crank. We did a cam, did the Texas Speed Stage 2 turbo cam with the springs and the retainers and all that crap. New bearings, all that shit. I think I kept the old timing chain. Yeah, so that was that. And I did all that labor myself, except obviously the machine work. I had a local shop do that for me, J&J. It's called J&J. They're over in Jupiter Farms. Excellent company as well. Like, those guys really took care of me. Like, they did my heads, they decked my heads, they decked the block. I had a cracked sleeve that I didn't even know about. They went ahead and replaced it. I found it. They went ahead and re-sleeved that sleeve for me. And they did it all for a really reasonable price. I've been through a couple of torque converters. This car's really heavy. Weighs like, now it weighs about 4,500 with me in it. I started out with it was a Circle D budget converter that I bought used off some dude. And I just don't feel like it was really holding up. Like, it was just slipping a lot. It really couldn't handle, like, I just felt like it was slipping too much up top. So I said, fuck it, YOLO. At the same time I did the engine, I went ahead and sprung for a 1,200 horsepower rated billet single disc. That's my error. Single disc from Yank. Great converter. It's got some nice slip down low, but I want a converter that I can lock up top. I just want to be able to, I want it to be tight. I don't want no slip. I want all the power from the engine going to the fucking wheels. So with that in mind, I just ordered a Circle D triple disc billet converter with like a 34 to 3600 stall. So when that comes in, we'll go ahead and we'll get that in, and I'll actually be able to do some real pulls. So where we at? We got torque converters, transmission, rear end. Okay, yeah, we did some suspension upgrades too. I want to say that when the engine, the trans, the rear was done, I went out and made some hits. Got some serious wheel hop and popped the axle a couple of times. And it was like, all right, we got to sort the suspension out. So I went ahead and did some solid subframe bushings. We did some control arms and tie rods or tow rods. I don't know, some other shit. It was whatever. I got there, I threw it on. I wish I took videos of all this stuff, but I didn't. So there it is. Yeah. Alright, so anyway, the intention of this build was to go ahead and just turn this shit up a lot. but I'm still in the process of doing that. So I've only hit like 12 pounds of boost right now, and I think I'm getting close to maxing my injectors out. They're running at like 80% duty cycle, and I am running rich, admittedly, when I floor it. I do on the lambda scale. I'm hitting like 0.71 lambda or some shit like that. It's way too rich. That's like a 10.5 or a 10.6 AFR, which is just, I can lean it out and save some there, which I'm eventually going to go ahead and do when I get the time. But anyway, we're getting close to the end of the injectors, so we shall be ordering some 1700 soon, and that's the injector front. Anyway, like I said, the intention was to turn it up. We want to get like 1,000 wheel, maybe. I don't know. We'll see what my guts give out, because it's already fairly stupid on the street. So I don't know. We'll turn it up, but maybe we'll hit that 1,000 number and then turn it back down. I'll probably just run it on low boost on the street. We might hit 1,000. We'll see. I'm rambling. Sorry. All right. So I went ahead. Now I'm gonna say that I haven't earned it yet. I haven't made that pass. I just know that it's coming. So I went ahead and I got installed. I paid someone to do me a 6-point welding roll cage. It was a local shop to me, Mike's Metalworks. I'm still gonna paint the page, but it's back there, and we're gonna get a good shot of it when we come to a stop. I want to say, yep. So that was put in. It took them like 2 or 3 days. It looks good. Like I said, it needs to be painted, but it's definitely fun crawling in and out of the car. Yeah, and then on top of that, just because I wanted to, I went ahead and got a parachute just to let people know, just to let them know what they're messing with. Even though they ain't messing with a 8-second car, we're gonna be in the 9s, so fuck it. Am I hitting 150 in the quarter? No. Do I care? Not really. No. And let me tell you what, driving around daily with a parachute is an experience. Like, I'm honestly I'm scared to go fast, just because I know that if a cop gets me, that dude is probably going to throw the book at me, Like, I am not going to get away with shit if I get pulled over with this shoot. In fact, they might just pull me over just because, It's like, hey, you're blocking the license plate or whatever. It's like, yeah, okay, whatever. I want to say I'm getting so much attention because of the shoot. It's funny. I got dudes pulling up next to me. They'd be like, they're roasting the tires. Like, I'm not even doing anything. I'm behaving. But they're getting next to me and they're spinning the tires and shit and acting all goofy. And I don't know. It's just an experience. It definitely gets attention. I got a compliment yesterday. Some guy, I'm going to say some guy, more info on that in a sec. He's like, man, your car sounds really solid. I'm like, thanks, bro. But the thing was, it was a cop in uniform. So that was like, oh shit, okay, I'm sitting here like, is this guy gonna get all funny with me? And no, not at all. He didn't get funny with me at all, which made me feel good. Hold on. Yep. Just turn on boost control. All right. So okay, yeah. Some of the gauges and shit. We got a AEM wideband. It's the same wideband I've had from there for a couple of years. See, still working good, still doing its shit. I did have a eBay eBay boost gauge, like a mechanical one, which I actually, I kind of liked it. I liked having the mechanical one. But I upgraded to an electronic boost controller, which definitely, if you've got a mechanical boost controller, or, like one of those manual boost controllers, definitely get an electronic one, just for the ability to quick spool. Like, it's an AEM True Boost. This thing will hold my wastegate shut until I reach the desired pressure. My manual one didn't do that. So my manual one was a lot slower to boost. But this one gets me up into boost like right away, like so much faster, worth it for that alone. The only gripe that I've got with this is that it puts a decimal point in the boost readout. So I'm sitting here and I'm old. Admittedly old. I'm going to be turning 43 shortly. I have a hard time when I'm hauling ass looking over and seeing where the decimal point is. So I don't know if I'm at like 18 pounds of boost or like 1.83 pounds of boost. So I mean, that could definitely be a little bit better. I definitely preferred my mechanical boost gauge for that. Anyway, back to the shoot. It was a Merchant Raceworks shoot. It was like 900 plus bucks. They have some videos online on how to install it, which I definitely recommend that you watch if you're planning on doing a shoot. I would have to say that as beautiful as it all looked, there was a little persuasion required to get it to fit, which maybe that's just my car, I don't know, it's sloppy. But anyway, I had to persuade it to line it all up and get all done right. But it's in there, it's on, and shit looks great. So, yep, I'm gonna go ahead and pause this now, and we're gonna find a place to pull over, and we'll look at the outside of the car. Catch you guys in a bit. Alright guys, so here we are. Oh yeah, we plastered at the hood. That's about to get painted. Got the cage. There's some handle. Gonna be getting some rims and drag radial soon. There, that shoot though. CSP LS3 turbo stage 2 cam thumping along nicely. So there we are. That's where the build is. Let's see if we can get some footage of certain activities that might be performed in Mexico. And yeah, let's make that happen. Let's see anybody. Oh yeah, one more thing real quick with the parachute. People for some reason don't seem to want to perform any Mexican activities. I don't really understand why, but kind of makes me chuckle. Anyway, with that said, let's see what we can do. Alright guys, I tried. I really tried. I'm from South Florida. I literally drove like 35 miles each way. I drove down to a city called Jupiter on back roads to try to get someplace to do a hit. And I got caught in the rain. The freaking ground was wet. My excuses, I was on this like one-lane country road with a truck behind me. I couldn't come to a stop. I was trying to get it all caught on the draggy. I ended up rolling back. I literally passed 2 cops, and then as soon as I got around a corner, I hit the brake, stopped, spooled it up, and I've actually never launched this car yet. I literally hit the foot brake, got it up to 3 grand, and like roasted the tires all the way to 60 mile an hour. Like I'm half pedaling it. I still did like it was like a 5.3. I'll put a snap of the draggy in there. 5.30 to 60, but like spinning the whole time and at half throttle. It was stupid. We're gonna get some hits. Not probably. I need some tires. I want my new converter. This is all gonna come together, no matter what. And and it needs to come together soon, because I'm sitting here posting these freaking videos and then not putting anything to back it up. So, will I commit suicide if I run like an 11.2? Yes, it's gonna happen. If my obituary comes up, I run like an 11.2. Not that there's anything wrong with an 11.2, but when you sit there and you build everything and you add boost, like umpteen pounds of boost, and you run 11, yeah, okay. So I don't even know. I should delete this and redo, but I'm not going to, because I don't give a fuck. All right, guys. So that's the build. That's where we stand. I will try and get more footage next week or in the next couple of days. I want to do a pull. I've got the draggy. I need to just charge that bitch, and we need to do some draggy pulls, and I'll probably get upset with that, spring for some tires, and then do even better. And that's where we're at. So please comment, please like, subscribe. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm not really trying to be one, but I do love cars. I love my Camaro. I love boost. I love answering. If dude's got questions, I'll answer your questions. Whatever it is, guys, let's just enjoy this shit together. I mean, I didn't do all this just for me. You know what I mean? So catch you guys on the flip side. Talk to you soon.